Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into another episode on my main Chief Pat account. And I've actually been going on a pretty crazy streak of 3 crowns since the season's reset. As you can see, I've gotten 12 3 crowns in a row since the season has started. And of course, I've been playing a couple of level 9s, 10s, and 11s, but I've also been playing some level 13s, which has been pretty crazy for keeping the streak going. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a couple of battles. Let's go ahead and see if we can keep 3 crowning all of these guys on our way to the top. And starting off, it looks like we're going to be playing another level 13, and I'm actually going to be using the trifecta deck that I've been playing on my second account. So very easy deck to master. I've been playing it for a long time, so I thought I would use it to push again on this account, at least in the very beginning of the season, just because I know it's almost a guaranteed win. But once we start running into these higher level guys like this level 13 right here, definitely have to make sure we get our game face on. And to keep in mind, I'm going in for the 3 crown wins. I'm not playing just to win this battle. I want to go for the 3 crowns, so you guys might see me do some plays that I might not normally make. Looks like he's going to go ahead and do a little bit of a princess push right there, which we're able to take out fairly easily. The giant will take my fire spirits, but take a look as both my Valkyrie and my Hog Rider are on top of the tower. Now, rather than zap, I'll get a poison spell down just to make sure we get some value onto that elixir collector. And we've already taken out the first tower of the game, even with that terrible zap, barely hanging on to that tower. That zap was so close to missing, he actually would have taken my tower right there if it was just a little bit more off. But still, Valkyrie will kill the princess, and as I get ready to push, this is where I have to decide, do I want to play defense? Do I let the Valkyrie go in? And because I'm going for 3 crowns, I'm going to go for a musketeer as well as a fire spirit push. Now, of course, this isn't always the best decision to make. Normally, I would have played another elixir collector, but I got a little bit greedy, hoping that he wouldn't react in time. But unfortunately, looks like that push is going to do absolutely nothing, and will reset on our side of the map. So his giant's going to die fairly easily. He's got another goblin barrel, which of course we can zap a little bit more accurately this time. And with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, we already have the first tower down, which is really good for going for 3 crowns. You want to have the first tower down by the time you go into double elixir. That way you can just have an open shot towards the king tower. Sometimes people will get too greedy when they're attacking you, and you can sneak in the back for a 3 crown win. So I'm going to go ahead and poison down that elixir collector. Really didn't have anything too good to play, and now we can start slowly building up a push down the left-hand lane and to see if we can rush down all the way to the king tower. So giant's going to start off, and then we've got the princess right here. The fireball is going to go on my musketeer. I definitely don't recommend using your fireball on a musketeer in a tower. It is not a very good elixir trade. Looks like my musketeer will die, but I've still got the Valkyrie back there. I have to play my Hog Rider because I have so much elixir, and this is where I just go for a crazy push. I've got 2 Valkyries, I've got fire spirits, the Hog Rider, musketeer, plus a poison is about to go down right now. I'm hoping that all this garbage I'm throwing towards his king tower is actually going to work out, and even with a pretty decently placed fireball, I still have a little bit of HP on the Valkyries as well as the musketeer. And because he goes for that tower with the goblin barrel, that means I'm able to storm his king tower and pick up that 3 crown to 1 victory. So that one was a little bit closer than a lot of the battles that I've been facing previously, but that is 3 crown number 13 in a row. So let's go ahead and keep pushing on, hopefully keep up that winning streak, and to see what we can do to make that happen. So next up, we're going to be playing Hebus, and this is a level 10, so this is where we can get a little bit trolly. Normally, these don't last too long, especially in the beginning of a season. Hopefully, something's going to be done about the season reset when all of you guys at level 9, 10, and 11 have to face some of those level 13s who have to climb their way up. Usually, I try to be as polite as possible. Sometimes I even let them take one of my towers just to help out a little bit. But it looks like he's going to go for a Royal GG push. I'll do the cannon to stop that. I had a musketeer down, which I really didn't want to play, but it was the only card in my deck. And since I'm not too worried about the princess as well as the Hog Rider, I'm going to go for a Hog Rider as well as a fire spirit push. And then my Hog Rider is going to lock onto the tower after taking those barbarians out with the fire spirit and start dealing a massive amount of damage. And the Valkyrie will take one swing to backslap that princess in the face. And at this point, he throws out the cry face because he knows this one is pretty much over. And you know what? This is actually way different for me. I play on my Chief Pat 2 account all the time. I'm a level 7 and I play level 9s and I play level 10s. So to be on the opposite end of this, where your cards are just ridiculously stronger than the opponent that you're playing, makes things a lot more fun. I mean, it definitely isn't fair and it shouldn't happen inside of the game, but the frustration of playing those level 10s on my level 7 account really gets to me. But anyways, let's go ahead and keep going. We've got the Hog Rider as well as the Fire Spirits and Musketeer. He's going to go ahead and zap down those Fire Spirits, but because I know the tower's going down, I'm going to play an early poison spell onto the King Tower and make sure I get as much damage as possible. Again, since I'm going for 3 crowns wins in every single one of these battles, I'm doing things that are a little bit atypical. I obviously don't need a zap right there because even if I take a little damage, really not too big of a deal. Another Elixir Collector is going to go down, and this will prime us for the rest of the game to try to rush down those last couple of towers. Now, normally you just want to go for the King Tower, but since the tower on the left is already so low, might not be a bad idea to take it out, just to make sure that we can attack the King Tower from both sides if we want. I'm going to have to play a little bit of defense. I actually messed that up just a bit, so I'll have to zap down the Musketeer and the Royal GG to make sure that those guys don't go down. As well as now we're going to drop the Valkyrie as well as the Hog Rider. Poison Spell is going to go down as well, and this is where we go for the win. The Fireball is going to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to be able to do too much against the Hog Rider and the Valkyrie. The Fire Spirit's still running down the lane. We've got a second Valkyrie helping out against the King Tower, and that's going to wrap it up for a 3-0 victory against Hebus. So good stuff right there. And as we transition to the next battle, I got to tell you guys some sad news. Unfortunately today, I don't know if you guys watched any of my old Twitch streams. I used to bring my cat out onto the streams. Chief Cat passed away today after 12 years, so if we could get some RIP Chief Cats in the comment section below. Definitely love that cat. Lasts for a whole 12 years. She once climbed up a tree that was like 100 feet tall, and we had to call the fire rescue to get her down. And it turns out that they actually couldn't get her down. They brought 2 fire trucks for some reason. We still don't know why. But eventually we hired some guy who was like 5'1" who climbed the tree and brought her down. That's one of my favorite memories of Chief Cat. So just dedicating all these 3-crown beatdowns to her as she goes to kitty heaven and enjoys her time with all of that catnip. Now, next battle coming up, looks like we're going to be facing off against someone from War Legion Elite. Valkyrie's going to be running down the right-hand lane. Elixir Collectors in both the bottom left and the bottom right. We've already gotten a pretty substantial Elixir lead, and yeah, things are looking good. I don't care how much damage I get on my towers. I need 3 crowns every single time during these battles. I can even zap down the Princess because his Princess is only level 2. That's one of the worst feelings in the world when your Princess gets zapped down, but I mean, I guess an even worse feeling is being on my Chief Pat 2 account and not even having a Princess or any other legendary, but still, let's go ahead and continue onwards. We've got the Musketeer that's going to defend against the Bomber. He's actually got close to maxed out cards for some of them, like the Bomber's level 13 for some reason, even though he's a level 11. But Musketeer's going to run into the Barbarians. Fire Spirits should be able to clean those bad boys up. And really, it looks like we're going to be working down the left-hand side for the majority of this game and then try to clean up the King Tower from there. But instead, I decided to go for a cheesy little push with the Valkyrie Hog Rider as well as the Zap. And it looks like I zapped the minions to where they stopped attacking the Hog Rider, but still was hoping to take that tower down. But of course, he was going to attack that right-hand side just because of the fact that he already had so much damage done to it earlier. Now, this is where we have to get into a little bit of high gear. We haven't taken the first tower of the game yet. We have taken both towers pretty low, but the name of the game is 3 crowns, not 2 crowns, not 1 crown. So I'm going to go ahead and start poisoning. I poisoned the King Tower early just to get a little bit of extra damage to help me out towards the end. The first tower is now down with 36 seconds left, and this is where we just have to go absolutely crazy. I'm dropping my Musketeer, I'm dropping my Valkyrie, I'm dropping my Hog Rider, I'm going to go to my Poison. I'm trying to drop some good games, so I hope he stops dropping any of his defensive cards. But he's going to keep playing defense with the Barbarians. The Valkyries are going to clean those up. I've got the Musketeer. Fire Spirits are going down, and eventually we overwhelm him with 15 seconds left to get our 15th 3-crown in a row as we start off this brand new season. So we're still going hard in the paint. One more battle today. Let's go ahead and try it out. Another level 13 in Baby Rage, guys. Level 13s are pretty hard to 3-crown when you guys are even matched as far as cards go. But again, for lucky number 16, let's go ahead and start it off with a Musketeer in the back. And one thing I want to tell you guys about this deck, and something that someone pointed out a while ago, it took me a while to realize it, but I think nowadays I like playing the Musketeer in the back over the Valkyrie. If you guys play the same exact deck that I play, or if you play Trifecta, I've realized that I usually like playing if you have the choice between the Musketeer and the Valkyrie, I like playing the Musketeer first, just because the Valkyrie is a much better defensive card than the Musketeer in a lot of scenarios. Obviously, for air defense, it can be pretty rough. if you play your like musketeer first, or your musketeer first, and then you sort of get messed up because they drop like a lava hound or a balloon. But in general, I'm saying I would start with a musketeer in the very beginning of the game over the Valkyrie, just because the Valkyrie is much stronger of a defensive card. So that's normally why you guys might see me in the next couple of videos, especially on my Chief Pat 2 account where I normally play this deck, making sure to get that musketeer out first instead of the Valkyrie. Now, Hog Rider, I'm not going to care too much about. Again, if he takes a tower, it's really not too big of a deal. He is a level 13, so I do have to keep that in mind. For some reason, level 13s just have an incredible amount of HP. And take a look at what I'm doing. I'm showing no respect right now. Normally, I would go down the right-hand lane to try to take that second tower, because the second tower has 2,100 less hit points, but instead, he's going to have the reaction time of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what that reaction time was, because the tower's already down. It's 3 crown to 0s, not even into double elixir, I believe. So a big 3 crown to 0 victory against the level 13, and our 16th straight on this account going forward. So 27 trophies for that. You can see I'm at 3,442. I just did a little bit of pushing today, and as you can see, wins. I believe it counts up to 16 in a row on this account. And of course, the loss before that must have been lag or something like that. You guys know the drill. But anyways, that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smack a like on the video. Lots more Clash Royale videos coming out soon. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.